Hello friends, please, sorry and excuse me. These are the three golden words in English. You might have used them millions of times, sometimes honestly, sometimes as a demand of the moment. But the fact is, they are called manners, mannerisms. And a world famous writer, A.G. Gardiner's essay on saying please is prescribed in your syllabus. It's a very interesting piece of literature. Basically, the beauty of the lesson is it deals with the so-called professional topic in a very humorous, light-hearted way. Even the first paragraph itself has got a humorous incident to begin with. Let me share that with you, that it has got 11 paragraphs. One by one we would discuss them. Of course, teaching line by line, it's not possible in the online courses. So, I will be talking about it in detail, bringing out the power of the paragraph, the style of the writer and the message that he wants to convey. Actually speaking, the message is clear. If you use the lubricant in the engine or the machines function smoothly. Similarly, if we use telephonic mannerisms, office mannerisms, official mannerisms, interview mannerisms, table mannerisms, hospital mannerisms, every day in our day-to-day life, then the life runs smoothly. So the underlined statement is the importance of manners, how they can change your life and make it colorful, acceptable and your company enjoyable. So let's begin with the first paragraph. Okay, page number 14, the first paragraph. The first paragraph deals with a manner-loving young man with boiling blood, but he believes in the manners and he is functioning as a liftman, and some gentleman enters the lift and says, top. The summary is, take me to the top floor. But this manner-loving young man says, top please, means please say top please, use the word please as manners, and the gentleman denies to do so. So this young man, as I said, with a boiling blood, he throws the passenger out of the lift. This is the opening of our lesson. Now you might find it a very difficult kind of a situation for even the police people and even for the law to handle, because there are no rules. There is a rule: if there is a burglar, he can be arrested. If there is a person who has assaulted someone physically, he can be arrested, because that is a cognizable offense. But not using manners, it is not so far considered as an offense. And even A.G. Gardiner says in the last 3 or 4 lines, let me read them. It would never do if we were at liberty to box people's ears because we did not like their behavior, or the tone of their voices, or the scowl on their faces. Our fists would never be idle, and the gutters of the city would run with blood all day. What does that mean? If manners are physically punished, technically speaking, ill manners are physically punished, or even basically speaking, absence of manners is physically punished, so there would be a bloodshed, because many people do not use the manners. And this is how the opening paragraph opens the stage for the entire lesson on saying please. Now move to the next paragraph. In the second paragraph, A.G. Gardiner takes the same theme, the undertone of humor, further, and he comments that there is no law who can compel me to say please, because on this route the law may say me tomorrow that one must clean up the moustache or dye the hair, and if I don't do that, somebody's feelings are hurt because he or she thinks that these are ill manners, not being properly maintained. So the spectrum of using manners if it broadens and goes on broadening, there is no end. So it's my personal life, and sometimes if I am haughty by temper, if I am a quick responder, if I care for only a few people, selected people, and I am neutral to the others, being neutral or being factual is not equal to being manners less. But if the law starts comparing things like that, it would be a problem. So the end is, there is no allowance for moral and intellectual damages in these matters. Dear students, using manners, facial manners, body gestures and proper words, you see, there are no proper parameters. There cannot be proper parameters for this. There can be traffic rules, but how can we have rules about manners? Who would observe them? Who would find out whether somebody has violated the mannerisms and all? So he says it is on the boundary line issue. No one can be really satisfied with somebody's manners. And this is how he ends up the second paragraph. Okay, let's move to the next one. In the next paragraph, the writer enters the grapevine communication of the ill manners, and he gives very interesting examples. Let me read one of his statements. The pain of a kick on the shins soon passes away, but the pain of a wound to our self-respect or our vanity may poison a whole day. What does that mean? That if that gentleman would have given a blow, or for example given a kick, as he says, to that liftman, that would have been a physical thing that runs away from your body after 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. But a word or not using a word in this reference may insult your self-respect, and that is a long story. That is the grapevine communication. Second point is that it is a hierarchy, as A.G. Gardner says. If the boss insults his secondary person, the secondary person cannot rebound back, so he selects his junior to pass on the hatred, to pass on the ill manners, and the chain goes on. The next junior also has still a junior one, so it reaches. And what about the last person at the chain? It is said that he goes to his home and pours all his resentment and his anger and his insults on his wife, on his kids, and then the entire day is poisoned of so many people. And it all began with a single person not using good manners or not using manners. Don't forget the title of our lesson on saying please. One more interesting example is that of the gentleman who entered the lift. He just said top. He did not say top please. Maybe the reason was his boss had got angry with him. Step 1. Why was the boss angry at him? Because maybe his wife was not so happy with the boss at the breakfast time. She didn't use good manners. Step 2. Why was the wife not happy at that moment? Maybe because the housemaid had retorted her, gave some answer to her, which was not expected from such a worker, and so the chain began. Now you can think and imagine why was the housemaid not happy at that moment. The reasons may be related with her domestic life. Why was that domestic life not happy? It can go back and back and back. But the summary of the story is, somewhere a spark opens up and it runs like wildfire. It all depends on using bad manners or not using manners. Then the last point in this paragraph is, this paragraph runs into 30 lines and there are 5 major points. I have explained and majority of them, and now the last one. The tilt of your eyebrows and all our moods and manners, they can also decide whether you are a good mannered person or not. Okay, let me show you. This is the eyebrow, and if you do like this, tilting it, It's not a friendly type of a gesture. Or sometimes you say but the tone in which you say or sometimes you make your gestures of hands like this. If someone is offering something to you and you do like this, okay, okay, okay. So tones, your mannerisms, they also matter, because there are fights. There are fights all over the world at many public places, and the reason is, why did you look at me like that? Now, like that cannot be defined. There are no words all the time which can insult you. There are some body movements, some nasal hummings, some tilted eyebrows, as I explained to you right now. They are also part of mannerisms. There is a world famous statement on your, even in your social media, Facebook, that smile please, it adds to your face value. Value is a commercial word, but smiling face and a frowning face make the aura around them different. This is how, read the third paragraph very carefully, because there are some interesting examples given, and connect them. Basically the lesson, A.G. Gardner's essay, or English language, or any language for that matter, is to be enjoyed. Read and enjoy. Understanding is automatic. Okay? Let's move to the next one. Now the fourth paragraph. When you must have read the first paragraph with its funny episode, you must have created a negative opinion about the liftman. Throwing out a passenger is certainly not an acceptable thing. But when you think more and deeper, you will create a kind of a sympathy about the liftman as well. Because alright, there is no law about saying please and saying thank you. But you see, as I said in the beginning of this lesson, the lubricant, the oil, these are the drops. Even A.G. Gardner has used the same terms. Please and thank you are small changes which will we pay our ways to social beings. They are little courtesies by which we keep the machine of life oiled and running sweetly. It is not a compulsory thing, but it adds to the beauty. It adds to the smoothness of the life. And by the way, it costs nothing. It just proves that you are a good person by heart. Last statement of the paragraph is again very interesting. It is a very vulgar mind that would wish to command, where he can have the service for asking and have it with willingness and good feeling instead of resentment. Here I really wish to give you an example of your day-to-day life. You are college going students. There is a peon uncle at the main gate of the college. Some people call him with respect. Some people call him with the first name. So calling him Namu Kaka or Namdev Kaka, it has its own flavor. And calling him Namu, that doesn't make you an elder person. That just shows that you need some manners to inject. Not by KB or MB, but you need the manners by GBs and TBs. The point is, giving respect with manners, with body language, with your words, with little smile, with a little nod of head. It's all salt and pepper and sugar and honey and everything that we apply on the dish. Garnish it. It's enjoyable. And one more thing, whatever you sow, that you will reap. Give manners to others, you will get them back. It's the rule of the nature. You can't expect mangoes from a babul tree. That's a phrase in Kabir's Doha. पेड़ लगाया बबूल का, आम कहाँ से होए. So if you want mangoes, treat the world with a kind heart. You will get boxes of them. Manners, manners. Okay. Here ends our fourth paragraph. Now, let's move to the next paragraphs in the next part, because my attempt is to keep the length of the video maximum at 15 minutes so that you can enjoy it. Instead of tolerating it, you must be able to enjoy it. This is also a type of manners that I am using with you. 15 chunks bunch, chew them, understand them, enjoy them, digest them. See you in the next part.